Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Buy the Books with Adam Howard. So, this is a show I'm gonna start. I don't know how often I'll put up episodes. I'll probably do 2 or 3 for The Stand. And then after that, I might do Star Wars Aftermath, the first one. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, anyways, so my first video for the series is gonna be about The Stand. And so I finished this I finished a couple days ago actually. And so the part I got to, one part that actually confused me about it was, so what happened in Vegas. So they're having the part where they're going to execute Larry Underwood and Ralph, I don't remember his last name right now. I'm drawing a blank on it. So anyways, they're going to rip them apart with the trucks. And then Trash Can Man shows up with the atomic bomb, and Randall Flagg yells at Lloyd to get rid of it, and then the giant blue ball in this. No, that's not how it goes. Well, anyways, Flagg turns into this devil thing and then disappears, and then the bomb goes off, and with it, all of Vegas. And so I was confused on what happened because it felt kind of abrupt. Well, I don't know. Yeah, abrupt be the word I use to describe it. So that happens, and I was confused. I didn't understand what happened, but thinking about it today, I think I figured out what happened. So the explanation for this is going to start back at the first time we meet Randall Flagg. He's walking down the highway, and at the very end of that chapter where we first meet him, he starts to levitate in the sky and then goes back down and keeps on walking. That's just as the plague is in the midst of panic and breaking out. And so what I believe happens here is that he gets his first power, because I don't think he had any before then, and he's just starting to get them. And so that's the first one we see for a while. And then when they send the 3 spies over, you have the judge, and he's going through town, or I don't remember the town, he's going through the town, and the 2 guys stop him, and they both die, and so does the judge. And then Randall Flagg, when he's back in Vegas, he knows there's a 3rd spy, and he's interviewing Dana, but he can't figure it out. And then later on, they go to explain when he's laying down in the desert, when he's after they figured out who the 3rd spy is, he's laying there and he sends his eye out, and this is his second power we see. And then, we do see the, I forgot about that one. We do see the key power as well. Then at the very end, like I said, there's the blue ball which he uses to kill Whitney, and I believe all his powers stem from one thing, and that's suffering. Like, his first power appears after the plague breaks out and people start to die, and that causes suffering, which stems into his power. And then when he meets Lloyd in the prison for the first time, Lloyd had been there for weeks. He's starved. He started to eating rats, cockroaches, drinking toilet water. He started chewing on Travis's leg, and Randall Flagg even asks him about that. So at that point, he has his black stone with the imperfect red mark in it, and he has it, and then he turns it into a key. And I believe he's able to do that because of the suffering from Lloyd that he had to endure from being in that jail and starving and being left there. And so that's how he's able to get the key in. Now, with his eye, I believe that this was caused by was at the point where the plague had run its course, and then there were just the people that were immune to it left. And he gets that eye ability from, that's his version of the dream ability. And then Mother Abigail is kind of like, so Randall Flagg is supernatural, but Mother Abigail's like the beacon that sends out the dreams, and Randall Flagg is able to use like how she's the beacon, he has a satellite he can send out that can view all of it. And so at that point, that's the power he's given, and then God gives Mother Abigail that. And he's able to see most of the stuff, but he is unable to see Tom. He's unable to see Tom because what we don't see a lot of with Tom is suffering. He is mostly happy-go-lucky throughout this thing, even in the bad parts. Like, we never really see him in pain or crying or anything. Well, crying. We never see him waver too much from happy very often. So I believe that was a shield that, because he was not suffering, that protected Randall Flagg from seeing him as the third spy. And that's why he was able to escape. And that's why Randall Flagg's like, I can't believe that's why I missed it. Because he knows he gets his power from suffering. And that's why that happens. Now, with Vegas, though, the reason he's able, what happens there is, the Trash Can Man brings the bomb in, and Lloyd tells him to get rid of it, because he feels, I think he can feel between, like, suffering that's oncoming and can sense it, and that's why he tells Lloyd to get rid of it, because if that goes off, that's going to ruin all of his plans in his city with it. And because of that giant fire, or was it a lightning ball? It might have been a fireball. One of the two. Because that was in the sky, it would cause the bomb to go off. And so, that's why he tells Lloyd to get rid of it. And then, he turns into like this devil creature. And what that is that's his true form with full power, because he could feel the suffering that's going to come from all those people dying in Vegas of the atomic bomb and all that, and even like from the suffering of the people mourning the victims in Boulder. So he feels that, and then one of his powers is teleportation. That's why he disappears like that before the bomb goes off. And then we see him reappear on the island. And we even, too, showing the suffering depleting is because he can't levitate as much, which means the suffering's starting to die down, which is negatively affecting his plan. Because of how good they're doing in Boulder, he wants to put an end to it because that limits his powers. And so, in the end, when he, at the island he's on, at the very end of the story, the reason he's there is because that's where he teleported to. And the reason he's not like a devil or something like that and doesn't have his memories is because that was only kept because of the power from suffering. And since it left him, he didn't have anything. So that's my explanation for what happened to Randall Flagg at the end of The Stand. If you like it, please like it, or press the like button. If you think it was a cool video, you'd like to see more like this, please press subscribe. I can't talk right now. And thanks for watching.